So if you're a pro wrestling fan, if you're part of the internet wrestling community, you're part of the YouTube wrestling community, this video you need to pay attention to and you need to listen up. For all my wrestling buddies that I talk to and hang out with my friends and all that, please listen in. And because what I got to say is very important. Because it's been over a week and since the Royal Rumbles happened. And a lot has gone down since then. And, well, I've heard enough. And I need to open my mouth and I need to say something. And I know one in particular person doesn't feel that I should open my mouth and say something. But I'm going to do it. So, pro wrestling is a controversial subject because everybody's got their own views and their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their views and their own opinions in pro wrestling. But there comes a point in time when your opinion crosses the line. And what am I talking about when I say it crosses the line? When you try to play Booker, which is a matchmaking type of thing, or you try to play creative and exploit your storyline onto the WWE, TNA, ROH, or in the pro wrestling community in general. The word being a fan means to be a spectator. So when you pay your money and you sit down in the seat, you are a spectator. You are a fan. You're there to have a good time. You're there to let loose, to cheer for your favorites and boo your least favorites. That's what pro wrestling's all about. WWE, from the very beginning, from the 80s to now, they've always been known as sports entertainment. I've gotten into arguments with so many people about this particular subject. I've gotten into an argument with one of my friends about this subject countless of times. One of my friends has compared it from back from the 80s to now. And it's it's always been the same thing. Always been the same thing. But as kids, when we were younger, I grew up in the 80s. But my wrestling knowledge goes before the 80s growing up. It lies deep within the root of the heart of pro wrestling, way in the past. You know, there's so much knowledge that I have of pro wrestling because I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. As a little kid growing up, I thought pro wrestling was real. And that's what the WWF, NWA wanted you to believe, that it was real. But as I grew older and I grew wiser, I learned that it was a work. That it was not real. They were kayfabing me into believing what they wanted me to believe. It's kind of like going to a magic show or going to a movie. When you go into a movie, you pay for a ticket to go to watch a movie. You know what you're watching on the screen is not real. It's fake. It's fictional. It's fantasy. It's the same thing when you go into watching a pro wrestling match. It's fictional. It's not real. Yes, the bumps and the risks they take are real. You know, my uncle says it the best way. They're the best professional stuntmen in the world. And they are. They're the best professional stuntmen, and they're very good at what they do. To be in the line in their work, it's a crazy breed of what they do. You've got to love the circus lifestyle that they live to do what they do. But nonetheless, It's entertainment. They're there to entertain you, whether you're watching Days of Our Lives on TV, which is a soap opera, Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, Guiding Light. There's so many soap operas out there. They're all those plus TV shows and movies combined into one. That's what pro wrestling is and will always be, and especially WWE. Especially WWE. Because WWE never hid from the fact that they were sports entertainment. Ted Turner says, I am in the wrestling business. Well, good for you, Ted. Good for you that he was in the wrestling business. But Vince McMahon was in the sports entertainment business. It's two totally separate different things. But a lot of these pro wrestlers that get into the business, their main goal is to get to WWE, is to get to TNA, is to get to ROH. That's what their main goal is to do. And if you are not in ROH, if you're not in pro wrestling, and your main goal is not to get to the WWE, you need to get out of pro wrestling. That is the pinnacle of where your career should be. Your main focus should be, is to be in the WWE. Is to be the top star in WWE. Yes, I will give a lot of people out there credit that the WWE sometimes doesn't always get what their audience wants. Yes, I do understand that the WWE sometimes goes out too far and they're like, their storylines don't make sense. But then again, if you watch a lot of the movies and TV shows and soap operas, a lot of their storylines don't make any sense either. Because it's entertainment. Now, fans like to go back to a time when they say pro wrestling was amazing. I know a lot of people on the YWC, which is the YouTube wrestling community, and the internet wrestling community are going to talk about the Attitude Era. My day of when wrestling was great was the Golden Era, which was the 80s. The 80s and early 90s. I even love the new generation. I have no beef with the Attitude Era. Okay? I have zero beef with the Attitude Era. And I'll tell you why I don't have a beef with the Attitude Era. Because I was a teen during those times. Those are some of the best years of my life watching TV of pro wrestling. The pro wrestling era was booming and it was at top. It was cool to be a pro wrestling fan back during the late 1990s. Because Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon and Ted Turner and them were all clashing heads in the Monday Night Wars. Just an amazing time to be a wrestling fan. But those times are dead. Those times are gone. It's passé. It's in pastures. Vince McMahon is the king of pro wrestling. Yes, you've got ROH. And ROH works with WWE. Half their freaking talent comes from ROH. They get to get the sign to go to NXT. Comes from ROH. Yeah, there's TNA. But what is TNA doing that is so great? Global Force Wrestling, Jeff Jarrett's company. That company is not going to be even close to a wrecking force with WWE. Jarrett will do the same thing that he did with TNA. He'll get it to a certain point and it'll start bombing. And someone else will have to buy it out from underneath him. The wrestling audience today got pissed off last Sunday on pay-per-view because Daniel Bryan was eliminated. Their main guy got eliminated. The fans, the internet wrestling community's hero and the YWC wrestling community's hero, the YouTube wrestling community hero, got eliminated. Their darling got eliminated. He came in at number 10 and he got eliminated. And then the fans booed almost everybody that came out after that. When fans knew full well that Roman Reigns was going to win. I hear people on YouTube say, "What is wrong with you, WWE? He was over." allow me to explain something to you. Just because you're over in pro wrestling does not necessarily mean you are going to get that main event push to WrestleMania. Okay? Understand that. Maybe back in the day that might have happened, but in today's product, that's not a guarantee. Daniel Bryan's time came last year. WWE folded and gave in to what you, the wrestling community, wanted last year. I was perfectly happy with a Dave Bautista and Randy Orton main event at WrestleMania 30. I was perfectly satisfied with that. Perfectly satisfied with that. But then I got slack from a lot of other people about my view and my opinion and how I was wrong about that. I got attacked for that opinion. So here's the bottom line. WrestleMania 31. It's Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns is getting the big rub from the higher ups to be in the main event at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan will not be getting that title shot again. Triple H has been saying it on TV, and the company behind the scenes feel the same way about Daniel Bryan. He's a B+ player. He's a tremendous talent. Yes, Daniel Bryan's in-ring work ability is amazing. But WWE is not going that direction. They gave you what you wanted so many times over. WWE does listen to its audience, does listen to its fans. They did it with Chris Benoit. They did it with Eddie Guerrero. They did it with Daniel Bryan. There are countless of times they gave you, the internet wrestling community and the YouTube wrestling community, what they wanted. And it just didn't go over. Just didn't go over very well. They lost money. You are a spectator. You are a fan. Yes, you can give your views and your opinions, but you cannot tell a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company how to run their company and then act like a petulant, spoiled, rotten child and hold back the wrestlers from leaving the building. As a pro wrestling fan, that shames me. People who do that are crybabies. I like Daniel Bryan. Yes. He didn't win the Royal Rumble. It's not the end of the world. Then you had it trending on Twitter. Hashtag cancel the WWE Network. It was #1 for 24 hours. A lot of you canceled your subscription. What is that going to prove? WWE is going to keep on trekking on whether you cancel your subscription or not. They don't care. They don't care. You're making it like you really think they care, but they don't care. They really don't care. You people set yourselves up every time for failure. If you don't like the current product, there are 3 options that you have. #1, you can stop watching WWE and you can go watch another wrestling product. Because there's plenty of other pro wrestling organizations out there. I'm pretty sure you can find one that you like. All right? #2, you can go and watch your classic wrestling videos or DVDs or, hell, the network for just $9.99 a month. And in February, it's free for new subscribers. Just go to www.com and sign up. Okay? You can use the network and watch all those classic matches that you love, relive all those great moments that you loved when you went back in the day when you liked it a lot. All right? Or 3, you can suck it up. Actually, no, I take that back. Or 3, you can stop watching pro wrestling altogether. And I'm going to add a bonus one. Or 4, you can suck it up and just accept it. Because I guarantee you, a lot of you who said they're going to cancel the network subscription, you didn't cancel your network subscription. A lot of you just simply threatened to cancel your subscription. It's as simple as that. You just didn't cancel it. You made the threat because it was trending. A lot of you are followers and not doers. You follow other people and you follow what they do because it's the cool thing that's in. I am not a Daniel Bryan fan. I like Daniel Bryan. I think he's a tremendous tremendous talent, but I'm not a Daniel Bryan fan. I'm very happy that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. WWE is pushing new talent. You bitch, you cry, and you complain that you want new talent pushed. And they finally pushed someone new. And you're complaining about it. You're spoiled, ungrateful little brats that are acting like little baby children. And you don't know how to be grateful when WWE does something good. Yes, is Roman Reigns' gimmick perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect. Is he being fed force lines for script or whatever? Yeah, he is, of course. Is it cheesy and corny? Of course it is. But several 8 months ago, you were freaking cheering the guy. He was badass to you. All those people that were booing the Shield when they became face, all of a sudden we're like, oh, believe in the Shield. Front runners. Nothing but a bunch of friggin' front runners. And that pisses me off. Nothing more really pisses me off than a person who didn't like somebody and all of a sudden jumps on that person's bandwagon because they're cool all of a sudden. I've always been a Shawn Michaels fan. I've always been a John Cena fan. I've always been an AJ Lee fan. Paige, I like Paige. I think she's pretty awesome. I've seen her work outside of WWE. Clips here and there that I've caught glimpses of. I watched the documentary that they had her wrestling and then her going into WWE. I don't front run. If I don't like somebody, ask any of my friends. I'm against that person. I'm not a fan of theirs. Yeah, I like The Rock back when he was part of the Attitude Era. Rock today, to me, he's a sellout. I will not cheer The Rock when he comes back. When he came out Sunday, I was like, okay, whatever, who cares? The Rock came out. Who cares? I'm not a front runner. Those out there in Philadelphia were very disrespectful in that crowd on last Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Were very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, you people who went to the Royal Rumble Live were very disrespectful to the Royal Rumble winner. You may not like it. Okay, fine. But you do not have the right to be totally disrespectful. And that is totally wrong of you to be disrespectful. You owe an apology to WWE and you owe an apology to Roman Reigns for what happened last Sunday on there. And to even add insult to injury, better yet, Triple H is right. You wrestling fans today, you are crybabies. You tweet, you bitch, you moan, and you complain about everything that goes on in pro wrestling today. And it ashames me to even be associated with people like you. That is why I don't do wrestling videos on YouTube. Because people like what pulled off last Sunday proves to me what kind of mentality you have. You're spoiled brats that are ungrateful. You're not grateful for anything pro wrestling does. I'm a spectator. I'm a fan. I don't come on and make YouTube videos and tell you how WWE should book their matches. When I'm with my friends, My friends and I share different views and opinions on what we think is going to happen. But we don't come on and demand that WWE put Dolph Ziggler in the main event at WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 31. We don't come on and make demands of WWE or TNA or ROH or any other wrestling organization of them doing things. That is that's crossing the line of being a fan, and that's being ungrateful. Totally being ungrateful. And it ashames me. It ashames me so much to the point that I just gave up on doing wrestling videos. And people wonder why I won't do wrestling videos. People wonder why I don't do wrestling videos on YouTube. You ever wonder why Mercury doesn't do wrestling videos on YouTube? It's the same reason why I won't do them. Because you people are ungrateful on YouTube. You people are ungrateful. If one person has a disagreement with you, or you disagree with anybody on YouTube or anywhere else, they come at you and they hate on you. They become a bully to you online. Good Mike Work's a good example of that. And so is his followers that follow him as well. Oh, I'm sure a lot of you remember Good Mike Work. I'm sure a lot of you listen to him too. I don't care if you go out and tell him either. The people that bust their ass here on YouTube, the people that are really good, and I'm going to name one person. I'm going to plug this person right now. Gemini88. Gemini is an amazing person here on YouTube. And it pisses me off that a lot of people come at him when Gemini actually knows his shit. Actually knows what he's talking about. So the bottom line is this. ICW, YWC, Smarks, you all are ungrateful crybabies. Nothing can ever please you guys. Even if fucking Daniel Bryan won the Royal Rumble. Even if Daniel Bryan won the Royal Rumble, you wouldn't be freaking happy. You wouldn't be happy. And I do agree with WWE. I do agree with WWE. You know what I agree with him on? The chants are over more than Daniel Bryan is. And I like Daniel Bryan. He's a great talent, in-ring worker. He's busted his ass. But what happened last year does not reflect this year. This is the year of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Understand that. Understand that, like it, and get used to it. You want to cancel your network subscription? Cancel your network subscription. Go ahead. But that's being a baby. That's being selfish and ungrateful. I said it before in the beginning of this video. You bitch, you moan, you complain about them not pushing stars. And when they do push someone, they push someone that you do like. You want to boo them. You want to boo them. Do I think Roman Reigns is ready to be a main event player? Yes, I do. Do I think that WWE needs to write his promos? No. I think Roman can go out there and do his own promo and cut his own promos. But WWE is going to do what WWE is going to do. And if you don't like it, you can do 4 things about it. You can, 1, stop watching WWE and watch another product. 2, you can revert back to your DVDs, VHS, or watch it on the network, your favorite classic era that you like watching. 3, you can stop watching pro wrestling altogether. Or 4, you can watch WWE and accept what they're doing and be a fan about it. And be a fan and just accept the direction they're heading on. Because a lot of people I don't like what their direction going on to. But you know what the funny thing is? I take it the way it is. I take it the way it is. And I may mention before I finish this video off, I asked you guys, you wonder why Mercury doesn't make wrestling videos here on YouTube? or doesn't make wrestling videos at all is because people want to get into an argument about pro wrestling on the internet. They want to argue with you. They want to hate on you. They want to try to bully you. That is why I don't do pro wrestling videos. And for once in my life, I'm coming out. I've made it very clear before why I didn't want to do wrestling videos. But obviously it wasn't good enough for someone. And that one person's banned and blocked from my channel. So maybe that's what I should start doing from now on. If I go back and start doing wrestling videos here on YouTube, maybe that's what I should start doing. Just start blocking and banning people off my channel. It's okay to disagree with someone. It's okay to disagree with their views and their opinion. But then again, wait. Then again, we have these fucking spoiler sites to tell you this guy's gotten injured, this guy's going to do this is going to do that. We didn't have that back in the day. We didn't have that back when I was growing up. We never had spoiler sheets or whatever. We never had that shit. We watched the TV program, and what we got is what we got. Whether we liked it or we didn't like it, we watched it. Today, you people have the fucking spoiler sheets on there, and it fucking ruined everything. That's why I love the golden era and the early 90s. And even the new generation era I loved. Although some people may not like the new generation era, I like the cartoonish characters. Maybe that's why maybe that's why I like John Cena. And I can respect John Cena. Even after all these years, you're still fucking hating on him. The building still rocks and says, John Cena sucks. John Cena doesn't suck. You all suck. The entire YWC, ICW, you all suck along with the Smarks. You all suck. Because you don't know good wrestling if it hits you in the fucking face. Vince McMahon has not lost his touch. Yes, his ideas, as Paul Heyman would say, may be draconious and a little out there, but Vince has still got the touch. Still got the touch. He is the king of pro wrestling. Not fucking ROH, not New Japan Wrestling, not All Japan Wrestling, not TNA, not any other wrestling organization out there, not Global Force Wrestling. Vince is the king of pro wrestling. His family has been in pro wrestling a lot longer than any company currently standing out there right now. And is the #1 wrestling program out there. And there's no company that will knock Vince McMahon and WWE out permanently. Whether you like their views, whether you dislike their views, the bottom line is this. It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment. It's sports entertainment. If you don't like what they're looking at, I said it before and I'll say it again. Do not fucking watch WWE. Give it up. Go away from it. Go find something else to watch. Go watch sucky TNA. Go watch Ring of Honor. Go watch Jeff Jarrett's dumb organization, Global Force Wrestling. Go watch that shit. Go watch ROH too. If I didn't say ROH, go watch ROH. Go watch independent stuff. Don't watch WWE. Closing up this video. In closing, y'all need to grow up. Y'all need to seriously fucking grow up. Blockading wrestlers in because your favorite guy didn't win. Booing somebody that you like. Booing somebody that you like. You need to fucking grow up, seriously. Being disrespectful to talent is not the way to go. It is fucking childish, it's fucking babyish, and I can't stand pro wrestling fans that are like that. I respect all my friends' views and opinions on pro wrestling. I respect their views and opinion. And they respect mine back. We don't fucking act childish and babyish towards each other. I don't like CM Punk. I know quite a few of my friends that like CM Punk. That doesn't mean they're not my friend. They hate on me. They know I like John Cena. Doesn't mean they're going to hate on me because I like John Cena. It's respect. Respect other people in the wrestling community. Respect their views, respect their opinions. If you can't do that and you can't respect someone, do not fucking make videos. Do not fucking comment. Bottom line. Grow up or stop fucking watching. You're annoying the fuck out of me with your fucking baby child-like tactics, IWC and YWC and Smarks. You're just annoying the fuck out of me. Annoying the fuck out of me. You really are. You're annoying the fuck out of me. So grow up or stop watching. Bottom line.